No way.
What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? It's your guy G, the number one Cowboy fan, Hampton, coming at you live, direct, and correct on Saturday. Sit down with your guy G, the number one Cowboy fan, Hampton. Let's give it up. Bring the camera around. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing on this Saturday morning? Yeah, here we are. Here we are after Turkey Day. Everybody's pretty much, I'm sure, is fat and full of turkey or dressing or pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, collard greens, yams, and macaroni and cheese and all that good stuff. But as for me, we had a great time. Everybody showed up, kids showed up, grandkids showed up, and we just pigged out, enjoyed each other's company. So here we are. Yeah, we getting ready to get into some of this, what we got going on, some of these hot topics that we got going on. We're going to get into the topic of Josh Butler and Wanye Thomas. Then we're going to talk about the box score. And then we're going to actually give some ribbons out to those that we feel that actually stood out in Thursday's Thanksgiving game. And then, as you see the title, Jimmy Johnson has spoken. You might have already heard it. And then again, you might haven't heard it. And if you haven't heard it, you see what it says down here? Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the messenger bringing you what, your former Super Bowl winning coach had to say about the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. So, again, man, do me a favor before we get started. Do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because it costs you absolutely nothing. Okay. Big shout out to everybody that I had met out at the tailgate. Big shout out to Vato Locals, Big Mike, One Star One Family, DJ Kai and Sherry Godmother, to the Can fam. Man, those guys are so hilarious. Hung out with those guys as well. Who else was out there? Super Cowboy. We met Mathis from Denmark. He was all the way from. Let's give it up for Mathis. I believe that's his name, but he's out of Denmark, and he was at the tailgate. Give it up for Mathis, if I'm not mistaken. We also had Cash and his crew. Cash and his crew was from Pennsylvania. They was hanging out at the Vato Locals tailgate, and give it up for them. Who else we had out there? We had some other Canadian Cowboy fans that was out there, so give it up for them as well. But anyway, so yeah, do me a favor, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video is posted. So let's get into this. As has been told, if you guys hadn't heard, man, my guy. So my guy, Josh Butler, I just been giving him praises, and I've been just, giving him, lifting him up, and just talking so highly of Josh Butler because the thing about it, him and I talked about was the opportunity and how he told us his story in the interview that we had about, how he got to where he is today. And sure enough, man, it's a great story because everything he got, he earned. Nothing was given to him. But according to Patrick No C Walker, it says Josh Butler is done for the season with an ACL injury. that will require surgery to repair it, per SJ, uh, the 105.3 The Fan. Also, Wanye Thomas has a meniscus issue, but dodged the worst case scenario. His prognosis is 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, man. So this is unfortunate for these two guys, two young guys that's up and coming, and that was actually, making plays. We know Wanye Thomas was the player that picked up the kick return and ran it in. We know Josh Butler was the one that been playing lights out at cornerback. So yeah, it's been one of those weeks, and like I always say, man, this is the business. This is the behind the scenes football when you're a parent or when you're a relative and you see things like this. It's just not good. As a parent, it's totally different type of ball game because you're continuously worried about your child, and hoping and praying and with your fingers crossed that they make it through the season without any injuries. And I always say that every player is one injury away from a season ending injury season. So you know it's just it's different beast. It's being a relative. But our prayers go out to Wanye Butler, and I mean Wanye Thomas and Josh Butler for a speedy recovery, man. And we as far as us here at the Cowboy Huddle podcast, we say that stay focused, work hard, and bounce back. It's not going to be easy, but we got faith in you. Let's moving on to other news. Let's go into the box score. As you guys know, we probably had two of the, and I know you guys probably would not agree to this, but we had probably the two worst teams play on Thanksgiving. It is what it is, man. I mean, good grief. I mean, we scored 3 points in the first and 10 points in the second and 14 points in the third and 0 point. I understand you probably say, well, man, that's great. But our offense is still stagnant. Our offense is still uh, not consistent. Our offense still lacks the execution and the production on a consistent basis. This is what's holding us back. But personally, this defense, that's another story. We're looking at these guys actually starting to learn the Mike Zimmer defense. And I know y'all probably say, well, Gary, you just talked about this last week. But I said this last week, but I'm saying it again this week because it seems that each week they're getting better. This defense and the players are getting better as they learn more of this Mike Zimmer defense. So on the box score, the final score was 27-20. Okay. Um, Yeah. Let's go into some of the player stats. Cooper Rush was 21 of 36 for 195 yards with one TD. Rico Dowdle was 22 for 112 with a 5.1 average and one TD. And then we had Convante Turpin with 4 reception for 53 yards, and you had Jalen Tolbert for 2 for 41. So yeah, that's balance. Yeah, I think that was my biggest thing as far as watching this game, as far as the offense. And for whatever reason, this game seems so damn long. Like, damn, we're only in the third quarter. I don't know. I guess because of the halftime show, but man, it was a long game. Woo. I think it was what, 7-3 for 2 quarters, I believe. And then we finally scored another 7 points off the defense, I believe, from Overshown. So it was 10-3. Then we started the third quarter, so it was just, man, woo, it was ugly. But we did get the win. So with that being said, I would definitely want to start off giving ribbons out to certain individuals. First of all, first on my list would be DeMarvion Overshown. The Marvin Overshown, basically, let's get into his let's see what he had here. So the Marvin Overshown had 5 tackles, 4 assists, and a interception. Um Deron Bland has 6 tackles for with 3 assists. But I wanted to give that first ribbon to since that's what we're playing for now, ribbons now instead of trophies. But so I want to give a ribbon out to DeMarvion Overshown with the tip pass and ran the touchdown in. Next on my list, it would probably be Michael Parson. Michael Parson balled out big time. Yeah. He had 1.5 sacks. So no, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1.5 sacks. And he just brought pressure the whole game. Michael Parson just brought pressure, and he just did his thing. So those two are I would definitely give ribbons to Eric Kendricks. He stood out. He did really, really well. Josh Butler was doing really well. Um, I know we're gonna talk about Mozzie. Okay, we'll say Mozzie had a good game. We'll give it to Mozzie. Give it up for Mozzie. But personally, it's the Giants. But I need to see him do this against the 500 team. And you got to understand, guys, this wasn't a divisional game. This was the New York Giants. I understand we're going to be happy. We're going to be happy because it is a win. It's 2 wins in a row, and we have a possibility probably could pull off another one. So we have Cincinnati next. So hopefully this offense will get to clicking. Hopefully it gets to clicking. On the offensive side of the ball, I would like to give a big ribbon to first of all Rico Dowdle. Yeah, man. Rico Dowdle had 3 catches for 11 yards, but he also rushed. He had 22 carries for 112 yards with 1 TD. So I'd like to give a big ribbon, a big blue ribbon to Rico Dowdle for his play. Cavante Turpin as well. Luke Schoolmaker did pretty. And Brandon Cooks, got to give one to Brandon Cooks. Yeah. And Cooper Rush for what he did. He stood in there and he pulled off the win for us. So definitely got to give those ribbons to those individuals for standing out like they did. Now, let's get into what we came here for. We talk about the Jimmy Johnson situation. And I don't know if you heard it, but he was on a Colin Cowherd show and basically just asked some question about Dallas. And he has something to say, but a lot of people are a little upset because of what he said. Now, this is the one that we put all our trust and all our faith in when he was our coach. Now, people are calling him a hypocrite. I mean, you have to add. Well, let's listen to what he has to say, and you will talk about it. Here's Jimmy Johnson on the Colin Cowherd show, and he's asked this question. Hold on. Let me do this right, guys. I gotta do this right. Let's do this here. But yeah, I mean, don't shoot the messenger. This is just I'm just reporting what's being told. Here we go. Let's go get into it. Let's go.
So let's talk about Dallas. What would you do this offseason? There's some tough choices here.
Well, first of all, they're so financially strapped, with some of these contracts. First of all, I would have never given Prescott a new contract. I'd let him play it out.
Yeah.
Because he's the highest paid player in the league. He's not the best player in the league.
Right.
And he wasn't going to go anywhere. If they had gone to the Super Bowl with him, hey, he wasn't going to go anywhere. Pay him whatever. And if he, struggled in the playoffs, then you negotiate. Or if he got hurt, you save money.
Yeah.
But they're so financially strapped right now. I don't know. I don't know what they do. I don't know if, they talk about, a change coaching. Well, I don't know if changing coaching is going to, help them because Mike McCarthy's a good football coach.
Yes.
And so I don't know that a new coach coming in can solve the problem.
Give it up for Jimmy Johnson. I know I always catch the heat when I, talk about Dak Prescott. And I know I catch heat when let me something at my door. I catch the heat, when I voice my opinion about Dak. But right there, the typical Jimmy Johnson. Y'all know Jimmy Johnson is no nonsense. He's a no nonsense type guy, and he's going to say what's on his mind. And we have to ask the question. That sounds like Jimmy. That's something Jimmy would not put up with the nonsense. And again, what he's saying is, and all he's saying, he's not saying get rid of Dak or anything, but all he's saying is, I would have let Dak play it out. Something that I've been saying since the beginning of training camp. Why pay this guy? Allow him to play it out, and then you could see where you go from there. Because here we are now, fighting for playoff contentions, which is it's starting to seem very unlikely that it's going to happen. But with that being said, having a bad record, could possibly put you in a position to get a good draft pick. For a good draft pick. But anyway, so this is Jimmy Johnson. This is what Jimmy Johnson is saying. Okay? So don't shoot the messenger. But also what Jimmy's saying, he's also saying basically, it's not the players, it's not the coaches, it's the front office. What? It's the front office. That's what he's saying. They have, like he said, they're so financially strapped. They are so financially strapped that they that they are stuck in the waters without a paddle. Okay? So anyway, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just reporting what Jimmy said. And it's not a bad thing because the only thing he's saying is basically just saying just let him play it out. But he has some choice words. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think Jimmy Johnson is right for what he said? I mean, do you agree with Jimmy Johnson, or do you think we did the right thing by paying Dak? That's a good question. But the question still needs to be answered. What will we do in the offseason in order to get veteran players in here and maybe free agents, and what this draft would look like? Okay, so there you have it. Cowboys win. Cowboys win. Cowboys win. 27-20. And boy, it was a marathon game, I tell you. It really was. But we pulled it off. So we got 2 games in a row. That's a good thing, knowing that we got 2 games in a row. Now we get ready. We got time to heal, and we got time to get our bodies back, right, and things like that. And CD Lamb, I mean, dude, score probably could have been worse. I mean, could have been better if CD Lamb would have caught several balls. He dropped several balls, but hey, it happens like that. It just happens every once in a while to where you just, have a bad day. So again, big shout out to the Dallas Cowboys for pulling off the win. We give them a big shout out for pulling it off, going 2 in a row, and now we get ready for Cincinnati. So anyway, hey, do me a favor again. Make sure you hit the like button and share this video. And again, thank y'all for always being a part of this video, part of this channel, and showing your support. Showing your support. So, like I always say, continue to stay safe and be blessed. Deuces.